Hello and welcome to the Engerati studio. We're live at European Utility Week. I'm Rose and I'm joined now by David Christophe, Director of Utility Solutions Marketing at Nokia. David, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
I wanted to open our conversation by asking for your perspective on the latest developments in distribution grid communications.
What we're seeing is utilities are continuing to deploy IP/MPLS in their medium voltage substations, and they're replacing legacy TDM and SDH networks. This is an important foundation because now what we're seeing them starting to do is deploy communications even further where they have been in the past, to low voltage substations as well as to remote devices in the grid.
So the advantage of low voltage, digitizing that network.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, what would you say would be the primary advantages?
It's really being driven by new control applications. And when I say control applications, those such as distributed generation protection, automatic fault identification and reclosing. These require really reliable and high availability communications. And that's a little bit different from the communications they might have deployed, for example, for applications like smart metering. And so what it's causing utilities to do is to relook at what they have out there, if they do have any communications, and to see can it provide the high availability that they need, as well as does it have enough bandwidth in order to meet these new control type applications. Okay. And what that's driving them to do is to start looking at LTE.
Great, well that was my next question about LTE. So what's new?
Well, as you know, for you and I, what's always new with each release of LTE is that it goes faster data rates and lower latency, which is great for us. It means better video experience, right? Quicker access to data, right?
Yeah.
Which is also good for a utility field worker because using LTE, then they can get better access to engineering diagrams and so on to make them more productive and safer. The other side of the coin, though, is there were some new capabilities that were standardized back in June, narrowband IoT and LTE-M. And these are really geared towards IoT, or M2M communications. They provide extended reach, they lower device costs, as well as requiring less battery. And so these are real important to utilities because this is the kind of LTE that they need to do their broader deployments in the distribution grid. What's really nice is you don't have to choose one or the other. You can have broadband LTE and this narrowband IoT all in the same spectrum in your network.
Nice, and obviously 5G, it's on the horizon.
It is, yes, yep. And people are working on standards for that.
Okay.
I think that's going to provide a great opportunity for utilities also because they're looking for input from the industry. And 5G, one of their main focuses is on machine-to-machine, M2M. And so, provide input. I think, as they work the standards, we're probably going to see greater reach, greater capacity, and probably another reduction in latency. All good things for utilities.
Yeah, I suppose with that sort of widening of the edge of the grid, with more and more machines, comes a level of threat, security, potential breaches. So, I mean, what are we seeing in that area at the moment?
What's been really surprising the last almost 2 days now is the number of people that have come to our booth asking specifically about security, IoT security. And it's a growing problem. And Nokia's viewpoint is you need to have a multi-level type of approach to security with control at various levels. And what we've been showcasing the last day and a half is really our NetGuard endpoint as well as our network level security. And I think certainly with the growing frequency of cyber attacks and the more sophistication, this is certainly going to be an area we all got to continue to focus on more and more.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thanks for your comments. And you can watch more of our videos from European Utility Week on the Engerati YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in now.